Very few 4x4s on the current market can be considered old-school hardcore off-roaders. Some that pop to mind are the 70 series Land Cruiser, the Jeep Wrangler, the Jeep Gladiator, and the Toyota 4Runner. The fact that true off-roaders are dying is a problem for two reasons. Firstly, just like some people like sports cars, other people love 4x4s, not the likes of the BMW X5 or the new Range Rover. Proper 4x4s with solid axles that can be modified to drive across difficult trails or across continents. The second reason is that miners and the work industry depend on these vehicles for work. This means that if the world gets filled with the new versions of 4x4s, some people will have no vehicle to depend on for their job. Thankfully, the Ineos Grenadier is a vehicle that is built like the old off-roaders and is here at just the right time. Most new 4x4s aren't good off-road. What keeps them going are clever electronics, and if those fails, the vehicle will be completely useless. Some of the best examples are new Land Rovers and Range Rovers. In off-road tests, they perform well. They lift wheels, but the great traction control system keeps them going. However, all it takes to deem the whole vehicle useless is a malfunction of the traction control system, which isn't unlikely to happen when driving through mud and rough terrain. When the traction control system fails, the vehicle will be terrible off-road due to the low-profile tires and the complete lack of suspension travel. So, would you drive such a vehicle across the Australian desert knowing that if the electronics fail, it will lose most of its off-road abilities? Reliability, however, isn't the only issue here. Due to the design of their suspension, new 4x4s are also near impossible to modify. Height sensors start throwing codes, ball joints and CV axles can't take the necessary angles, and aftermarket brands never bother with developing parts. The vehicles are as capable as one receives them from the factory. They cannot be improved easily. Land Rover isn't the only brand that has this issue, but they kind of kickstarted this type of 4x4 with the introduction of the Discovery 3 and the Range Rover variants of the same era. The reason that I suggest vehicles like the Wrangler, the 70 series Land Cruiser or the 4Runner are proper off-roaders is because they are simple and are based on principles that work great off-road. The Wrangler has two solid axles which provide a lot of articulation and differential lockers that can keep it going regardless of how uneven the terrain is. The 70 series Land Cruiser is much of the same story. The 4Runner only has a rear solid axle but is also very capable and adaptable with a simple foundation that does not depend on electronics to function. Of course, there are more cars out there that share these values, but sadly with every new generation, they seem to be getting softer and softer. The market needs a vehicle that is solely focused on off-road abilities and toughness, and that is exactly what the Ineos is. Aside from the immensely cool looks, the Ineos sits on a platform that can tackle tough terrain. It is a brand new vehicle that features two solid axles and two diff locks, just like a truck should do. In addition to the solid axles, the Grenadier sits on a proper ladder frame, has removable steel bumpers with the option to mount a winch, and does not depend on electronics in order for it to keep going. It also comes on 17-inch wheels, which provide a tall sidewall, enabling the driver to air down for more grip and puncture prevention. Outside and inside, it is full of features that provide the ability to attach accessories and personalize the vehicle according to your specific usage. The flat fender design with short overhangs provides the ability to use the body of the vehicle as a workbench while also offering good approach and departure angles. Also, under the hood lies a durable and powerful engine, the BMW B58. In this instance, it produces 285 horsepower and 331 pound-feet of torque. A diesel B58 is also available and will provide the Ineos with the low down torque needed to tow and tackle off-road obstacles. The numbers for the diesel are 249 horsepower and 405 pound-feet of torque. Inside, the ruggedness continues. Everything is upright and squared. The roof features two unique sunroofs that open upwards and the roof switch panel offers configurable buttons that can be wired into any accessory you might add during your ownership. The best part is that you still get features like Apple CarPlay thanks to the 12.3-inch touchscreen, which also includes all your driving information like speed and RPM. The weirdest thing inside the Grenadier is the conventional BMW gear selector next to an old school transfer box lever. That is a combination you do not see often. Obviously, the Ineos Grenadier hasn't really hit the roads yet, so people have not gotten the chance to put it through its paces both off and on road. So we cannot be exactly sure how tough and reliable it will be. However, on paper, it looks like a very good platform. What do you think about the Ineos Grenadier? Leave some comments down below. If you have enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.